What is going on, Crazy Goose fam out there on the YouTubers? Back again with my inconsistent videos. You know how it is, life, kids, work, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I have done a little bit since the last video where we finished up that part of the notch. Cleaned up the rear axle, took off the tabs I don't need, took off the leaf spring perches, and have just kind of stuck it in there. Done a few measurements, realized a couple of things. I'll address them later. But today we're getting on to setting up the forelink. Now, I bought a universal kit, Max Peating rods. That's in reverse, that's fine. I bought it off eBay. What was it, 230 bucks. Now, it is a parallel forelink. So that's the forelink bars plus the panhard bar. I've measured it up, I've extended the panhard bar to like full range. It's just not gonna work. So, I'm gonna go triangulated forelink, which is gonna require some modification, but I'm okay with that. I've got a fifth bar to practice on. Hopefully I get it right. If I don't get it right, I'll figure out my mistakes. And then I've got 2 bars that I need to shorten for the triangulated link at the top. And we'll just go from there. Although in doing all this, I realize I need a couple of things. I need to buy myself a Sawzall, because I can't get the leaf spring mounts off, but that's all right. Again, we'll deal with that later. For now, I'm just gonna make it work. Yeah, let's take a look at this kit. All right, so starting off, we've got 24-inch link bars. They're pretty solid. They're quite heavy. So considering it's a universal kit, not mad at those. I think they'll do the job right. Now I've got the axle tabs. So it's 4 of those. They're pretty nicely cut. Laser cut, I think. They look quite neat. Definitely not handcrafted. Then I have the link tabs that mount to the chassis. Now, these I have an issue with. Starters, they're only welded on 2 sides, and there's a bit of a gap, but I'm also glad that they're only welded on 2 sides, because let's see if I can get this into angle in the picture. They ain't straight. Let me show you. So, and less gap. Lots of gap. Less gap. So, I'm going to fix that, and it's not only one, it's both. I think maybe in the factory of Max Peating rods, someone had a few too many, not bears, no, bears. Too many bearsies for that person. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad that they're only welded on 2 sides, because I'm going to take them off, clean it up, put a link bar in there, squish it up a bit more and sand it. And then I'll also tidy up this while I'm at it. Yeah, otherwise, they ain't half bad. Good solid steel, not painted, just oiled, so yeah. Anyway, let's get to fixing this up. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna take these welds off, clean it all up, and go from there. Power helps. Plugged in properly helps. Way too late. Alright, now I've successfully bent that. I'll clean it up and we'll go from there. More grinding, boring stuff. We've got the welder fired up. I've just snugged a couple of the link bars in there to set it, and so I don't want them clamped down real tight. Still want obviously a little bit of movement, but no play. So I'm just going to tack this in and then take the link bars out because I don't want any heat getting through the bushings, and then send it. I think that's tacked in there. Take the bushings out and keep going. And burn this puppy in. Okay, that is welded all the way around, unlike how it came out of its manufacturers. Let's have a look. I feel pretty good, pretty confident about those welds. I am also going to do the inside, and I'm going to do the outside of the other side, because of course they only welded 2 points. That's no bueno. Well, she ain't dimes. But she ain't bad. That's a bit ugly. But just look at that one. Look at that one. Alright, now I'm going to do insides and around there. I won't make you watch that. Okay. So I went and zapped up the other one. That one's still a bit warm. But yeah, now that's hot. They're done. Now, because I'm doing a triangulated link, and these are for a parallel link, I don't need the top tabs. So I'm going to zip them off, and I'll keep them, put them aside. I could use them a bit later on. We'll see if it works with what I have planned. And then we'll go from there. Start setting up the pinion angle, weld on the axle tabs, which I'm also going to cut the tops off because I don't need all of it, just need the lower part of it, and we'll go from there. So let's get to measuring, let's get to cutting. Now I'm going to cut just above my weld. Looks pretty good. And cut that much off. So the old slice and dice. job to line up this side. Two even tabs. We have two even tabs. That'll work. Clean that up. Weld up the tops of those where I couldn't get to them. Do the second one. Rinse and repeat. You know what it is. Good evening. So, same day, just a couple hours later, had a kid's birthday party to go to. Wife of a dad. So, I finished up off camera before. Got the axle tabs trimmed down, cleaned up. Body side tabs trimmed down, cleaned up, welded in. I'm pretty happy with those. They're all set pretty good. Now, what's next? We got to set pinion angle. So I have myself an angle finder. Is it a very good one? I'm not sure, but it'll still give me some form of indication. And yeah, I'm gonna set the pinion angle, then lock the axle into place just by welding in some U-bolts. Then I will tack the axle, tack the U-bolts to the frame, tack the axle to the U-bolts at the right pinion angle, at my ride height, and then start setting the link bars from there. So yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I will try and film as much as I can underneath the truck when I do the pinion angles. Otherwise you will just see my legs and you'll hear me calling out angles. Yeah, I'll set it all up and get it all ready. Okay, so for those of you that don't know how these work, this is a angle finder. I've got a two-piece drive shaft, so I'm going to take the pinion angle from the back of the transmission. I'll take the pinion angle from the carrier bearing and then work out my axle pinion angle. Now, there are hundreds of videos on how to do this, but a basic quick rundown is you draw a line starting at the front of your truck, running all the way to the back of your truck. Generally, your pinion angle will be down. Transmission and motor are angled slightly down, so every angle is down. When you get to your axle, even though you may think it's pointing up, so say transmission pinion angle is 3 degrees down and you work it all out, the axle is not 3 degrees up, it is 3 degrees down because the line is running down through the middle of it. We don't change directions, but it's easy to understand because, or it's easy to make that mistake because when you set the pinion angle on your axle, the pumpkin and mounting point for your drive shaft is probably facing up, but it's actually down. So this way would be up, going towards the front of the car, but it's going down because it's heading towards the back of the vehicle. So let's find out pinion angles. So that is two degrees. So that one's 2 degrees. Carrier bearing is also 2 degrees. So there we go. My pinion angle for my drive shaft, my rear axle will be 2 degrees. 2 degrees down. So I've currently got a ratchet strapped at what will be ride height. I'm going to connect up the drive shaft to make sure it comes forwards, tack in the U-bolts to the frame, adjust my pinion angle, adjust the axle, center it, take some measurements, and tack it in place and start with the link bar tabs. So I'll see you up at the back of the truck, get a better view. We got 10, 9.5 that way, so it's going to be like 15.5. Yep, 15. Alright, try and make this not so much. So I think I'm looking for 12. So that there is 12 right there. I just want to pinch. What's that for? That's 12.5. Go this way a smidge. Too far. It's 12. Thirteen. 12.5. 12.5. It's centered left to right. Now, if I pick this up, it's going to move back, isn't it? I need my trolley jack. I have not cut the frame out yet because I want to set everything at ride height. And then I will cut the frame. So, let's see. That is 12.5 right there. And a little cinch up. Twelve and a half. I'll go from cab mount. That one is 28. One is 30. So it's going to come back that way a little bit. $29.5. This process takes ages, but it's important. You don't want to stuff this up. You got 29.5. That mount to there. And 8.5. I think I'm going for 29. Seems to be the middle number of everything that's happening. It's 29 from cab to there, 47.5. From there to there is 29, from cab to there. 47.5. All right. Now, time to tack these in. Alright, so got them both in there. I haven't welded the diff axle drive shaft to them yet because I want to set my pinion angle 2 degrees, because that's what the transmission and center cradle are at. I'm going to call for my wife, so I'll just answer that. And we're back. Dinner things. Yes, as I was saying, I've welded in the U-bolts, both sides, and my potato can's going flat. It's going perfect tonight. Anyhow, welded in the U-bolts, going to set the pinion angle, then I will tack the rear diff to the U-bolts, and then release the ratchet straps. Fingers crossed it doesn't fucking slam itself to the ground. Mind my French, sorry. Yeah, let's do that. Put you back up here. It's not the best view, but it is what it is. Now I have to go put the oven on. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the garage, to me, because it's been a week. Yeah, so last part of the clip, which was like 10 seconds ago for me, 7 days ago. What I was doing was putting in the lower link bars. I don't film this side because it's just too much or too hard to see. So I'm going to do that side exactly the same way I did this side, and I'm going to set you up and you'll be able to see what I'm doing, because I'm going to be on the other side of the truck, so you'll be able to see from here. Did some midweek calculations and figured a few things out. Was that the ride height that I set it at, I wasn't going to lay out. It was either rip the notches off, make them higher. When I calculated everything, I didn't take into account that there would need to be room for a compressed airbag on top of the axle. Now, when I made my notch, I measured from frame to ground and went, okay, that's how much I need to take out of my frame, that's how much clearance I need. Correct, but then I needed to account for a collapsed bag, a bag perch, not enough room. It would be like 4 centimeters from laying out. Not ideal. We don't go through all this work to not lay frame. So I have brought it closer to the ground, and then see how I go from there. Gonna have to change the bridge, but that's later. Let's get on to link bars. Enough rambling. So real quick before I jump over that side, what I've got here is the axle tabs for the lower link bar. I've just clamped the bushing in there so that it's the same all the way through. Did it on the ground so that it's level, and I clamped it. Gonna chuck a couple tacks in there, take that off. Bada bing, bada boom. Even tabs. All right, I'll flip it around, jump on the other side, and you can watch the top of my head, do some work, and I'll try and talk, and we'll see how we go. First up, I need to do some measuring. This is obviously the chassis side of the link bar. We've seen those, I modified them earlier in the video. Now, from inner plate to chassis frame is 9 centimeters. So I'm going to mark on my axle 9 centimeters from chassis. Right. That then gives me an indication of where I'm going to put my axle tab, or the inner axle tab. Alright, that's marked. I'm going to stick on my noisy welder. That's not right. Cool. Weld helmet ready. I'm going to attach a level to the back of the tabs. I want them to be level. Again, level. Not level anymore, just knocked it. This is not going well, that's okay. Of course this side will be the awkward side. All I need is one tack. Just one tack. Yeah. Level, what's me? Rather shit in my hand. That's level, that's tacked. Take this out. Leave that one in there. I still need that for later on, that's going to come in handy. I just don't want to melt it right now. I'll give it a couple more tacks. Okay, well that's okay. Look like that. Alright, now I'm going to set up chassis side. Alright, so now I need to get the bar level because it's going to be ride height. That's level. Yeah, probably should have put my helmet on before I do all this. Nothing like getting it all set up and then realizing you have nothing in your hands. Perfect. I love making shit difficult for myself. Tacked. So that's the lower link bar tabs all tacked in there. I'm pretty happy with them, and if it doesn't work, I always thought it would have. Now I'm going to do the top link bars. So obviously, as we've discovered and I have disclosed, I am not doing parallel link bar, even though this link bar kit was parallel. I'm doing triangulated because Panhard bar that came with the kit not going to work. I'm not going to make another one because there's always a workaround. So triangulated needs to go from here to there, somewhere around there, in that area. Now in order for me to do that, I have to build a bridge that goes across there. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'll build a bridge that goes across there. Let's do that. Alright, so we're down on the floor bench because this has the most space. I have devised up a plan to build this bridge or cross member, and it goes a little something like this. Here was my first attempt at making a notch, and yeah, box steel wasn't going to work, so I did what you saw me do. But it's still going to be a notch. It's just going to be a cross member notch. Now obviously I need the drive shaft to move up a bit. I'm probably going to have to cut the back of the cab, get to that later. But I've got this is what's going to be the bridge. This is just holding it so that it's flat and level. And marking, cutting, grinding, welding, swearing. Perfect. So I'm going to take it down to the bottom of that. there, and there, there. About there. Cut these out. And see how I go. Yeah, just remember, this is my last cutting disc, so I will get as much work done as I can with this, and once this runs out, then I think I'm going to stop filming and I'll just do some measurements and figure out my next plan, apart from planning to go to the hardware store. That's one. There you go, that's one. I'll cut the other one out and bring it back. Hi. So I've cut it all out, ground it all up. I thought I'd bring it in closer. You're not going to get my pretty face in the next part, but I'm just going to play jigsaw puzzles here. That fits pretty good. I like it. So, buzz, 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 buzz. That's better. Alright, I'm going to send it. I'll find myself a knee pad first. Okay, so did a little bit off camera. It's just quicker sometimes, and it was just stuff you didn't really need to see. It was just grinding and smoothing and grinding and smoothing and cutting and grinding and doing all that shit that you don't really need to see. But anyway, with the magic of YouTube, it's the cross member. Top link bars aren't welded in. I've just set them there just so I can get sort of an idea of where they're going to go. I'm going to call it a night. It is nearly 6 o'clock and I had better go in, otherwise I better be finding somewhere else to live. I crack on every video about my wife divorcing me. She's actually pretty good. Love her to bits. And she's just keen to have this thing finished so that the garage is no longer a mess. But also do have to do things in the house. I'll flip the camera around, give you a quick squiz, and because I'm kind of in the dark here. There we go, let's get some natural light on this. It's been a beautiful day today actually, really good. Still blue skies. Winter's leaving hopefully. Anyway, I'll flip it around like I said. So there it is. I painted the back side of it, just satin black because obviously it's going to be too hard to paint up in there. But yeah, that's where the upper link bars will go. Obviously there's no tabs made for them yet. I had to fully weld in the lower link mounts to the chassis, just because obviously I can't really get in behind there. That cross member is just tacked in there, a couple of tacks on each side to hold it there. But yeah, it came out alright. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, considering I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. So yeah, till the next clip, which will be next week. Thanks for watching so far. Good afternoon. It's now the Sunday following. Seems to be my usual MO, Sunday afternoons. So what I'm going to try to do is do 4 Sundays, put out a video. So it'll be monthly uploads. But and then as I start getting more consistent, a bit more time, see how we go from there. Anyhow, I have been popping out sort of, drop some, have been popping out like half an hour here, 10 minutes here during the week after work, and sort of planning where the top link bars are going to go. So we'll do the thing with the looking. Yeah. All right. So this is sort of placement of the top bars. Now, coming out, staring at them for a while, and staring at them some more. There's a few issues that I've got going on. First of all, they're at a 45-degree angle each, so it's a 90. So angle on those is good. I've been playing with a bit of CAD, a bit of cardboard, gone through many what do you call it, muesli bar boxes and cereal boxes, trying to think up how to get these tabs. Now, where they sit, the tabs are going to drop down here, come up over here, shorter ones there. They just seem like too much work, but not fancy enough. So I came up with this. Where's the camera? There it is. This is going to slot in right about there and give me a flat surface to build my link tabs off. Now, I like flat surfaces, they're a lot easier to weld. One other problem that I've got is the cross member that I made in the last clip. Well, that's also going to be really difficult to build tabs off. So that's coming out. That's good. And I'm actually going to build the top tabs. I'm going to tie them into the lower tab bracket, strengthen that up, gusset it. So that'll be, yeah, that'll be better. I think that'll work better. Anyway, I'm going to make that into steel. Also, another issue I've noticed is, well, I need this thing to travel from there to lay out. And well, let's just say it's not the same distance between the pumpkin and the bridge. So that bridge has got to go. That's for another video. Anyway, I'm going to set up the tripod and start making that little cardboard metal. Right, so pulled that CAD template apart. First step is to trace it all out onto steel. That one. I'm just using scrap steel here because I don't want to waste anything. You done, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you got for me?
I got this.
What's that?
Cocktail placer.
It's a racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that where you want to take the truck to? You want to take it to the races?
Wait. I forgot to color the racetrack grey.
Okay. Well, you go finish it off and bring it back. Got my kids to draw me a picture of where they want me to take them with the truck once it's finished, because they were spending too much time staring at YouTube, doing what you guys are doing. But yeah, I needed them to get creative today. All right. This is making some thrilling YouTube. So I'm gonna cut all this out, clean it up, bring it back. All right, so I got that thing all tacked together. Well, tacked on the inside. I'm just gonna send it. Fits up really well. Pretty happy with it. Yeah. Splattery ass. Beautiful. I clean it up. Damn tripod's getting hooked up. Anyway, that's where it is. Yes, I haven't made these ones. When I take the axle out to weld everything up, do the final weld, I will make those tabs and weld them in. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna weld that, make sure it's all level, and then we'll start doing the tabs. So that's level where it needs to be. I've got the level on there. I'm gonna chuck a couple of tacks in there and then full send it. That's better. Alright, so let's do some CAD. Some cardboard aided design. I got my best hot roller box here. I got some 2.5 inch, 75mm flat strap by 5mm thick. Same metal we've been using on everything else. Now, that's what I'm going to use to make my tabs. Now, the reason I wanted to make that little bracket, that little platform that we made, is just so I can make 4 even tabs, get them all done, make them nice and straight, nice and even. I've drawn out some measurements and yeah, just going to get to it. So, you may notice I've got a new table. Now if you didn't, that's fine. But I have a new table and it's a little bit better. Doesn't take up as much space, but because it doesn't take up as much space, it doesn't give me much space to work with. Does the job, kind of works as a welding table, can earth to it, weld to it. Got my best cardboard scissors. No, that's a lie, they're shit, they're blunt. But they do the job. Now, I want the bolt hole for the link bar to be 4.5 centimeters, 45mm, however you're working with this. So, measure center, 75mm, half of 75mm is, half of 70 is 35, 37.5. So we'll go about there. There we go. There. So draw up the center for that one. Now, bolt holes are going to be 4.5 centimeters from the bottom So that there is. Alright, we'll make it 50 mil. So that is center. Now, in my universal kit, came with some brackets. I'm gonna center that up and just copy the shape of this, because, well, it was made for this kit. Done. Let me bring it closer. Done. I'll whack up 4 of those. I'm wrecked. Oh yeah, also took out that beautiful cross member that I made last clip. That was good. So don't worry, I'll repurpose this somewhere. I was quite proud of that, but that's what happens when you don't really know what you're doing and you're figuring shit out as you go. Just pissing in the wind here. Anyway, I'm going to cut these out. More cutting, more grinding, and I'll show you the finished results. So that's my 4 tabs. They kind of line up. Bottoms all line up, which means it's good, because then it means I drilled the holes in them. Oh yeah, I drilled the holes before I cut them all out, because drilling holes in a strap this long is much easier than drilling holes in tiny little pieces. Anyway, I'm going to go around with the flap attack, make them all nice and round. There's so much grinding and welding and cutting in this video that you know what it is. But I just thought I'd pop in and show you that state. Oh yeah, put a bolt through them, hold them all together. So yeah, I'm going to go flap this, that. I'm going to go flap these up, make them all nice and even and pretty. And I'll show you those ones. There we go. 4 even tabs. So the idea is that you just bolt them together, stick them in the vise, grind away until they look like one solid block. Near enough's good enough. So I'm going to let them cool down, and I'm going to go attach them to the link bars and tack them in, and then I think I'm going to call this video, because I'm wrecked. It's late. Well, it's not late, it's 4:30, but it's late in the day. I've got shit to do. Alright, so those are all full sent in. And the prettiest welds, but they made great penetration. Everything was smoking, glowing red. Yeah, but they're in. They both point to exactly where I want them to point to. It's all level, well, as level as it's meant to be. Level that way, 2 degrees down, or 2.5 degrees down that way. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna call it. It's late, I need to get showered, do all the evening stuff, get ready for Monday. So yeah, as I just said then, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it on this video. It's long enough and probably quite boring. But yeah, if you've watched this far, thank you so much. What can I say? Don't procrastinate on doing your projects, because procrastinating is time you're wasting. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. See ya.